Hey guys, I'm Cody from 610 Bricks, and I'm glad you could join me on this brand new Star Wars video for set number 75359, the 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This pack comes with 108 pieces and retails for $19.99 here in the USA. LEGO seems to pride themselves on the way the boxes look, and this one is no exception. The box art on this thing looks great. You can see the four troopers on the back, and as we move along to the side of the box, you get this 1-to-1 scale of the clone Captain Vaughn, which I think is a pretty cool detail to put on the outside of this box. The 332nd Battle Pack is actually the second battle pack that LEGO released this year. They released one earlier in January, and that was the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack with 119 pieces and the same retail price of $19.99. Now, some people might not agree, but I do feel like the price point is still spot on. Even though you're getting less pieces in here for the same amount of money, you are still getting four troopers and a variety of weaponry to add to your clone army. The 501st Battle Pack definitely focused heavy on the accessories, where the 332nd really focuses on the print of these minifigures. Now, overall, I think they're both great sets, and this 332nd one is definitely worth picking up and adding to your clone army collection if that's what you're into. As we move along and get into the details, when we open up this box, you're going to see that it's packaged in typical LEGO fashion with a couple poly bags and a manual. After you finish the build, you're going to find yourself looking at these four LEGO 332nd Clone Troopers. Now, LEGO did hook you up and gave you some accessories like these visors and also a rangefinder, which gives you the ability to customize the figures. Inside the battle pack, you're going to get 3 of these 332nd Clone Troopers, and 2 of them come equipped with a little jetpack on the back of them. Your next 332nd Trooper does not have a jetpack on the back, but he does have similar printing on the front, and then when you spin him around, he does have a little accessory pack print on the back, which is a nice touch. As we move on to Captain Vaughn, I will say he's a little bit disappointing and looks almost identical to the 332nd Trooper. The only way to tell him apart is his backpack printing on the back, and then also he has a little name tag on the right-hand side of his breastplate. There are definitely some really great customs out there that LEGO could have got some of the details or maybe some ideas to make it look a little better off of, just like this one from the Clone Army. Now, for the price point of $20, it might be a little far-fetched, but man, if they could have added some of that arm printing, like those blue shoulders or anything like that, it definitely would have made this figure look a lot better and stand out from the crowd. And before I beat up LEGO too bad for the bad Captain Vaughn, let's take a look at this 332nd Clone Trooper or Captain Vaughn or whoever it is, because guess what? They all look the same. So when you take the helmets off, they all have the same face underneath, which is definitely expected because they are a clone, so clones are definitely going to have the same face. As we remove the head and take the backpack off, you're going to notice that they do have a backpack printing on the back of each one of these figures. Each of the troopers does have this nice printing on the back, but 2 of the troopers have this back printing covered up by the backpack. And that's pretty much what you're going to get on the back, and then when we spin it around to the front, you're going to see that the front of this figure is printed up pretty nicely. It does have some nice printing on the torso and then also on the legs. I kind of wish they were dual molded, but I can't complain. The helmet itself is really nice and has some nice printing on there. The only thing that I really don't like is those ungodly helmet holes on the side that you could put the accessories in. Just like every battle pack in history, LEGO decided to open up its armory and equip each one of these troopers with its own sidearm. It comes with 3 blasters and 1 long-range rifle. And not only do you get the 4 troopers, you also get this little swamp speeder build, and then you also get an auxiliary cannon. Now, the auxiliary cannon was pretty simple with a stud shooter and just 2 pieces to create the base. As we move on to this swamp speeder here, you can see it is packed with some really nice details, like these 2 seats to keep the troopers on. Now, I wish it did have a little bit more seating on there, but it is what it is. On the front of it, you get 2 of these stud blasters, and then as you move around to the back, you can see some of the engine components as well. It also has these 2 movable armor plates, which is nice, so it makes it easy to really put the figures in there. It is really nice that those armor plates slip out of the way because it really does make it easy to fit the figure. Now, the only bad part is you really can't store the weapon on the figure, but LEGO did think of that, and they actually added these clips on the back that you could store some weapons on. Now, when you spin it around here, you can also see that they did add another one for the second passenger, but one of the things that I really found interesting is when you take the small blaster off of the figure, it's kind of hard to clip it in there. I think it was really designed for those long blasters, so if you wanted the barrel to point backwards, you could kind of put it in there, but I'll tell you what, it was a pain to get this thing on here. I did struggle a little bit, and I really don't think it's very secure if you left it on there. I feel like if this was being played with, it would definitely be easily lost. As we move to the front, you see they do have these functional stud shooters, and I tell you what, these things pack a punch, just like any other stud shooter. But LEGO did think of that, and they gave you some extra ammo for this thing. Now, being that they are like a translucent turquoise color, they're going to be pretty easily lost when people are playing with it, So you might want to pick up some extra ammo for yourself because these stud blasters definitely launch those things all over the place. Now, overall, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this because a lot of people dislike this set, but I actually kind of like it. I mean, the troopers are really cool. Yes, of course, they could have been a little bit more detailed or they could have put some more effort into Captain Vaughn himself, but for 20 bucks, really, what do you expect? And you know what I think? So what, man? It's still a great set and it's a great addition to any clone trooper army. Don't let the haters stop you from picking this battle pack up. I'll see you next week.